Good afternoon and good evening sa Philippines. At hello din po sa mangsulok kayo ng mundo. Good evening. Good evening. Po 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 po. Just lang. Wow. It's a ano ba ang premiere? Ha, akala ko na premiere ko to. Hindi ko pala siya na ano. Akala ko na premiere. Ano? It's in the other one. Shh. Don't tell me. Hindi ko siya private ko pala siya. Oh, just okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay not to be okay. Hi, guys. Nag-Asia lang ako data. No, no, I'm not alone. I have my son here. My naughty child. Are you naughty? No. Oh, sorry. 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 Eduardo Castrillo. Thank you so much po. Mega love shout out. Thank you po sa pagpasok. Meron ka na pong moderator. Salamat po sa pagsuporta. Yes. And then we're going on a vacation soon, yes? Scott? Faye? Yeah, ha? Oh. And mama is home. Marpapa mo to work ka. Yeah. Nice, Pam. Ah, welcome po, welcome. Salamat po sa pagsuporta sa live ko po. Salamat po sa pagpasok. But mama is home, Scotty? Yes, that's good, ah. Yeah, mama mo to work, Yeah, I have now my verlof because um my work is closed and then mama must to work harder, so yeah. That's good, ah. Vad säger jag? Ja, ik heb verlof nu. So I'm gonna go to the Mr. Founder Eduardo. Go to channel. Oh, ang sarap naman ng mga luto mo dito, sir. Ooh. Meron ka palang premiere. Bababa ko po yung premiere mo. It's a summer holiday. Yes, we're going to Castrillo. Yeah, I cannot see it, Scott. I'm busy here with my YouTube, Scotty. Yeah, you can do it, Mats. You know you can do it, right? Why? Yes. So, ay ganito talaga sa ano, sa Belgium. 'Pag uminit dito as in mainit talaga. Hindi mo talaga siya mapipigilan. Hmm. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You are the song playing so softly in my heart. I reach for you. There's some scenario yet so far. I hope and I pray that you be with me someday. I know down inside you are mine and I'm your true love. Oh, I am dreaming. How can I? Each time you try to say goodbye, you are there. You look my way and touch the sky. We can share tomorrow and forevermore. I'll be there to love you so. Hi. Monday. Um, Grabe, super init sa labas. Ano kahapon, it was also ang super init din. Mm, Ganito talaga sa ano, sa Belgium. And as in talaga pag summer talaga mahirap. As in, iba naman kasi dito yung ano, iba naman dito kasi yung init sa Pilipinas. Yung init kasi nila dito is so dry. Tapos, ang maganda lang is paggabi, malamig siya. So, madali siyang cool down, kumbaga. Pero sa Pilipinas, himala ko mag-cool down sa Pilipinas ng isang gabi or something. Even nga kahit nga ano, ay, ay, Ate Marge, Gigi, mega love shoutout. Shoutout sa aking kagel. Salamat po sa pagpasok mo. Kagel. So anyways, nung nagbisita ako sa Pilipinas 2019. Kagilok. Lalabs yun. Lalabs you too, Ate Much. JJ. Oh. No, kasi nung nagbisita ako sa Pilipinas, iba talaga yung init niya. Hindi ko na talaga kasi parang I don't used to it anymore, the cold. Ay, salamat po sa pabiji-biji mo diyan, Ate Marge. What's wrong? Huh? Oh yeah, you must to take rest, my dear. Yeah, that is very select for your eyes. Internet in such a young age, it's too much, you know? Because you didn't listen to your mother, that's it. Please support po sa gaganaping live for a cause ng Kasanga Foundation hosted by Foundation Ingo. Okay. You want your t-shirt? Do you have a t-shirt here? You can take it your t-shirt. Um, there in the your sleeping bag. The sleeping bag, the green one there. Take it that one. Yes, tata. Okay. I will come to your noon. Oh, hindi ko pa siya. Okay. I will follow him first. Nandito po ako sa kanyang channel. Oh, first. Follow first. Is it the right one? Yes, that's right. No, no, that's mistake. That's mistake. Come here, come here. Come here. You cannot put on your because you put this one that usually that is for your hands. Here. Yes, that's the just one. Watch out with the ventilator. What? What is it, Scotty? I don't do that. Stop. Ali. Shh. You are very naughty, na. Ali, go. Don't do that, Scotty. That is not. That's unpolite. That's unpolite. Go. You're a little bit stout. How can you say France in tell? Tu es. Louder, I cannot hear it. Bravo! You speak France, huh? Oh. Mama cannot speak France. Je ne parle pas français. No. Yeah, je m'appelle Felix and je m'appelle Mama. Yeah. Speak jij Frans? Of spreek jij Nederlands? Je speak ook Frans. Je speak ook Nederlands, ja? Engels ook. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tas ang Spans. Yeah. Kasi yung anak ko, yeah, he can speak Netherlands and 4, 5, yeah. Kasi nakapangasawa ako ng Belgian, ng Dutch. So, yan talaga dito yung dapat mong aralin, yung lingwahe nila. Ay, follow up ko na po si Sir Engo Pinoy. I don't do that. Don't sit it. The makni, you're gonna get kapotet. Felix, just listen to me. That is not healthy, Fe. Fe. Felix, you are playing there with your game, yeah? Thank you. Oh, children talaga, ha? Ganyan talaga pag mga bata, ang kukulit. Dan ko na po sa kanyang upcoming premiere. Pero yung yung tawag nito, yung Netherlands, para lang siyang English. If you can speak English, and no, France is not. France is much more difficult than Netherlands. Because if you speak English, mayroon siyang may pagka, yes, mayroon siyang mayroon Engels. Like now, we speak English. Yeah, you speak France and Netherlands, I know. And yung yeah, I speak Waray. Yeah, yeah. No, um, 'pag ano talaga, 'pag mag-aral ka ng ano, nag-Netherlands, ako kasi nag-aral ako nung pagpunta ko dito nag-ano talaga ako, direct nag-school talaga ako kasi gusto ko talaga makahanap ng trabaho. And yung basic lang talaga nila is yung ano, ah, my name is, kumbaga, ik ben like for example, ik ben Joanne, my name is Joanne. I came from Philippines, ik kom uit the Philippines. Yung good morning dito sa kanila is goeiemorgen, and yung good afternoon is, uh, goedemiddag, and yung good evening sa kanila is goedenavond. And yeah, may yung iba kasi may mga similarity sila sa English, but yung meaning is ano, different. Tapos mahirap siya kasi siyempre dapat 'di ba kung dapat nating alamin about yung mga verb and then adverb, adjective. So mahirap siya anuhin lalo na 'pag ano, 'pag nag-aaral ka ng Netherlands, mahirap siyang aralin minsan. Tapos kung English ita-translate mo sa Netherlands, ang hirap niya. Kasi yung 'pag i-translate mo sa Netherlands para siyang, na tawag nito parang, how can you call it? I know it how to say it in Netherlands, but in English sometimes I forget it kasi I used to it to speak Netherlands, both language I used to it to speak. But more on talaga I speak Netherlands more on sa work kasi siyempre dapat talaga. And then now na yung anak ko this coming year he must to in first first in elementary. So I have also to practice my Netherlands, but yeah, my husband is still here, so he can really support, he can really teach my son. And yeah, with me in English, I can if it's that's English, it's I can also teach him, but it's too difficult also with the Netherlands because Netherlands is not my mother language. But if it's that Tagalog or Waray, because I'm from Leyte, uh, waray-waray. So it's really easy for me. But yes, I if you live in the other country, especially if English is not the first language, that is a much more difficult than the rest. Ale, than like whether you can still adapt with it, and and how can you call it, like also food you can also adapt with it. Before it was really so difficult to adjust their food here because mostly they eat here potato, like puree, like the mix potato and carrots or some all kind of stuff mostly. But we only eat like now because I been home for five days because my husband must to work late. If my husband they work late, I have to we and my son we just eat here at home and more on talaga rice kami. Siyempre because I am a Filipina, but kung walang trabaho yung asawa ko or either he work early, so in the evening we always most of the time we eat talaga at my mother-in-law's place. But there she always preferred Belgian food, and they have a time we only eat once in 1 week. We only eat once rice, not always rice. We eat mostly like potatoes, spinach, and fish. We always like we always me and my husband we always says, oh, we must to go to um, McDonald's, something like that, because we don't like it most of the time. We always like seeing is always the same, it's the same food. But with me, even like a sardines and with rice and sardines, and I put some salt on it, and it was like, oh, fantastic! I'm already full. But like like the food, like sometimes the Belgian food, I cannot. Sometimes it's not for me. It's not eatable, because if you don't used to it, probably you didn't gonna really eat it because when you see it, like when they prepare it, you can see it. Oh, it's look delicious, but when you start tasting it, because yeah, my mother-in-law didn't put much, salt, kasi they are more careful about salt. they are always careful about their health also. So yes, but other people, they also eat like not healthy food. So, and then I always told them that, they always says, yeah, we must to eat some we I always my mother-in-law always say, yeah, today it's a fish today, and we always say, "Bleh." We always doing that because yeah, I like fish. I like fish because yesterday I eat salm. I ate salmon, and it was like really delicious. But I know how to cook it because I know how to combine with food like rice and vegetables. Kasi dito sa here in Belgium, they always put together like in one dish. There's no apart. There's no separately like rice and like for example like uh kagil Kati Marge JJ. So so it was like when they serve the food, it's not like separated, like they have fish, they have vegetables, they have whatever it is. But here in the Belgium cuisine is like this is like the mix, and then sometimes it's like too much sauce, and I don't like it too much sauce because it's kind I don't want the sauce that it's overflow to my food. I don't like it. It's for me, it's not like eatable. I can eat like, because we are a Filipino, we like to eat, like dry, like I like more to eat, how can you call it? I like more to eat like dry rice without any sauce. Like it's okay if it's like fish, because I used to eat when I was in the Philippines. It's like only rice, warm rice, and then yung prenitong isda, and then they have sausawan, yung toyo na may calamansi. Wow, fantastic. I always love that, those kind of thing. But here, if we eat at my mother-in-law, I we used to use like fork and knife, kumbaga tinidor at ano, tinidor at tawag nito yung knife na pang cutting for eating, something like that. But hell, if I am here at my home, at my house, it's just like I use my finger. So I don't care. This is my rules. It's my house. It's my rules. It doesn't matter. So I have a freedom at my home. So, and also like if, for example, if we, yeah, because how can I? It's much more enjoying when you eat. So I always buy big fish like me, and that fish is mine only. Yeah, because my husband, yeah, he doesn't like. He likes fish, but not so big as that. But I like more fish, and then I fried it, and it's like whole. I fried it with whole, and it's just like I have soy sauce and I have a calamansi, and then it's just like I eat by my hand. And then my husband, he always says, "Oh my God, you just like you let go again your how can you call it, your animal side again." And he says, "Yes, I know, but this is what I am. This is what I like. I like more to use my hands to eat." And it was like, delicious. And he always says, and then my son is always laughing at me, and he always said to me that, "I want also to do that, Mama." And then I says, "Yes, of course, because you're my child. Your mother is a wild animal from the Philippines." And then my husband, you always laughing, and because I always told my husband, "Yeah, you married with a Filipina like me." So, but he's not ashamed. I can put myself, like a proper, like for example, if I am home, I'm at home. I can do whatever I want with my Filipino, my Filipino side. But if I am in other places, like for example in the family party, and people, they invite me to go to their place, go to their house to eat. Yeah, of course I can be elegant. I can be so elegant as usual. So I can also do that. But at home, it doesn't matter. I always said to my husband, "It's my home. It's my home. It's my rules. Nothing gonna be complained. And if you complain, the door is open." I always say that. Yeah, because it's this is me. I can make boodle fight. So especially if I also meet my Filipino friend, if I go also to his house, she always said to me, "Yeah, I also gonna teach my son because his son, he also teach with it." And she also said to me, Amai, he also like it eating by hands, like me. If it's only me and him, and my husband must to work because his husband works at the airport in a controlling something. And if he work in the evening and then only her and then his son, he's always like making some chicken adobo, and he's always said, Mama, can you make some chicken adobo? And then they just like talk together, and then they put their foot like this, and they're just like eating. And then I says, oh my god, it's just like a best body ever. I says, I hope that someday I can also teach my son like that, because my son, he's more like, he cannot he cannot be standing in it with very sticky hands. He cannot do that. Is he have a same how can you say caliber with my husband? My husband, he cannot also how can you call it? He cannot be used to it if there's something sticky in his hands. So I always said, so next time if you want to be like the same as mama, the way I eat, you should also train yourself. Because if you go to the Philippines, we eat like that. We don't eat spoon and then spoon, like how can you call it, like tinidor kuchara. We don't use that. We use our hands in the Philippines. And if you don't do that, you are not acceptable as a Filipino. And they always said to me, no mama, I am a Filipino because I'm born, I came from you. So I'm a Filipino also. So I said, yes, of course. And then from now on, you should start it the way what mama also eat. And then I always laughing with my son. And then, yes, because not the problem, the difference between me and my Filipino friend, with me, I expose my son for like the Filipino tradition, like I speak waray if I talk to my mom, and then probably he also understand what I'm saying, and he also know nanay, tatay, auntie, uncle, and he also knows about it because I'm always like introducing with it, like even though the Filipino tradition and a Filipino, that's what's his root, he came from. And that's also I came from Philippines, because he's also always asking to me, did I also go to school? And I says, yes, I also go to school to the Philippines. And he also asked me if they have also like kindergarten, like the same as what he also added. I also told him, no, I never been in a kindergarten. I just direct to grade one to Erstalier. That is what they call it here, like grade one. And he always says, "Oh, yeah, that's it's the static, yeah, mom." He always says like, "That's I feel sorry for you, mama." So I said, "No, it's not a feel sorry for me, because we cannot compare the life, what mama's life in the Philippines and what your life here in Belgium, because your life and my life is different. We have different journey. You came from to me, and then I said to him, I cannot give anything for you, but the best childhood that I can give you is just like, just enjoy your life. You just enjoy as a being child." And he was also like, now and then he always said to me that he's scared to die, he said to me. And then I said, he asked me, such a 6 years old boy, he asked me why people they going to die. And then I told him, I said, people dying is just a part of our life, because we cannot we don't stay too long in this world. Some other they die just like when they give birth, the baby died, and some of them they died 120. So you're lucky if you really reach that age, because that is a very rare age. So I told him and said to me, yeah, I want to enjoy my life. I says, yes, you can enjoy your life. You're still young, you just enjoy it. And it doesn't matter, don't think about everything about don't think about it, just enjoy being a child. And then I always told him that, if he asks something, like for example material thing like toys, he always have a lot of toys, but we as me as a mother and my husband, we don't how can you call it, we don't spoil my child, our son, because he's only one child. He's only one son for me. We never had a plan anymore to second another one, because first of all, I am far away with my parents, and second of all, the only person that they help me to raise my child and to take care of my child is my mother-in-law. And of course my mother-in-law, she is 72 and she's already also getting older. So and then I also know that someday she will also be gone in this world, and I don't like it to bring children in this world that I am not capable to take care of it. And of course I must also to think of it that every decision that I made in my life, I also they also have consequences. I don't want to go in a war without any planning, like if you go in the battlefield, you have to think a good strategy, a good plan. Because if you don't have plan in your life, you don't have strategy, you just be dead in the middle of the battlefield. So just like also the same with having children is okay, having children, but you have to take care of it also. And then yeah, and some people they ask why you don't want to having a child, and your son he will be alone because he's alone. I told them, um I know, I also think of it, but in another also way I also think of it that better not, because first of all I cannot work. And if I have another one, it's also difficult, like a balance combination. And also my husband he can help, it, but yeah, it's different. Like the mother instinct is different than the father instinct, because when he was still small, it was like a very very big responsibility. When you are a become mom, it's not like, it's not like when you give birth, that's it, you're never gonna take care further. You must to take care until when they grown up, until when they having their own children. That's it, because that is how it is. That's for the lifetime. That being a parents, that's for the lifetime. You must to be, yeah, you must to think of it first before you enter a family, how can you call it, a family plan or something. You have to, like what I said, like for example, in the battlefield, you have to first think about like a good plan, a good strategy, and how can you balance everything, not so much in imperfect, but at least you have time for your child, you have time for your partner, you have time for your house, you have time for yourself. That's what I mean, because I also see a lot of people here, a lot of couple, there's such a young age and they have a lot already, have a lot of children, like let's say 4 5. And the if you see them, they're just like very very dirty. They couldn't take care of it when, because I work in the kinder, like a daycare center. I work there, and I work as a chef cook. I cook food for the children. So every time the children they bring it to the uh, daycare center, you know what, they're just like very like smerig, that's Netherlands, like very dirty. Like when the child they wake up, just like put on clothes and that's it, they bring it there, they drop it there, and they must to go to work. That's it. Because you cannot had time anymore to take care of your child. But when my son was 4 months old, because I bring my son 4 months old in the daycare center. It was like only here, not so far away where I live, and that is a private one. And she only have, I think, 7 children, and like babies, and then 1 to 2 years old. And then because here they started 3 years old to go to kindergarten. So it was like 4 months old, my son. Every time when I bring my son to the daycare center, I wash his face, I put a proper clothes, and then I always put him like, like a perfume, and then like look proper. But if when I see at my work, it's just like very ridiculous. Other parents, I know I don't want to say it not nicely, but as a parents also, if you see your own child like that, the face, the clothes, the way they wear, it's just like really, it's just like really a garbage. Yes, that's true. You have your job, you have a nice job, you just like spinning around at your office, but you don't have time with your child, you don't have time with your partner, you don't have time to your work. And this is much more very uh hate what other people like didn't like ironing clothes like with me, like how much it is like full bucket of wash clothes, like because I wash not every day. I wash, let's say, Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday. I iron all of my clothes. I never complain. Sometimes I have 4 wash month that is full of ironing. I just enjoying it because at work, because I also not only for cooking I work, I also ironing, I also cleaning up, like every like the same, like it's also your own house. Like I work all around, and then they have also like parents, they also coming in and out to drop their children, and they always says, oh my god, you can do that, you like what you're doing. I says, oh, this is the best thing I really like the most, when like ironing clothes, ironing like how can you call it, like um all the thing from the kitchen, if you're washing and to dry it up, rug is just like I said, this is a really what I want in my life, just like ironing. And then they always says, all of the parents, they always says, that's what I hate the most, ironing. I said that Filipino people, we never complain. We love what we're doing. That's what the reason here in Belgium, some of the couple, it didn't fit together because um yes, they have a very nice big house, but the only people that they live is only one. So how can you call that house? How can you call that home if you only came there to sleep, to eat, to change clothes and go? That's it, without anything. And when I told them, I says, yes, this is the really like I like the most, like ironing clothes and cleaning the house. And they always says, oh my god, cleaning the house, it's not for me. And then you know what, how many children they have? Four, three, like 3 or 4 children. And when I think of it, there is no time for their children. And then that's why a lot of people, they always said to me, why you don't have any more plan to have another second child? I said, for having second child, if if they ask to me, yes, I don't want to see my son that he is alone. No, I don't want it. But they have also consequences every decision what I'm gonna make, because it's not only with me that involved, it's whole the family that been involved, my mother-in-law, my husband. And it was like the I must to be organized with it, and it's sometimes it's too difficult because all the organized, it's also bring everything is to me. My husband, he couldn't decide whether it, if my mother-in-law, they ask first, she didn't ask to me, she asked first to my husband. And then this husband, they ask it to me, because he always says, I'm gonna ask first my chef, because she is the above the all. So of course with me, I cannot really decide it what it is. And I always says, I must to think about it first, mama, and then tomorrow I will let you know what is my final answer. So it was sometimes it's really like and it's also the big advantage is also like how can you call it, like a cultural. And then also like they're different, I am different. So you have to be balanced with it. You have to also to listen what is the other opinion, and then your husband, and then my opinion. And then it's always the last opinion is my opinion. They always says the last word is it's always with me. The like decision is always last of me. But anyway, like also having a child, you know what, it's not a big problem for me if I have someone that I am really gonna trust, that didn't gonna hurt my child. Because here now in Belgium, they have a lot of scandal that they happen, that in the daycare center, some of them they abuse the children, the babies, and some of them they died. So we're luckily that our how can you call it, our daycare center, it never closed. We never had a kind of situation like that. Yes, that's true, children is a very naughty. He didn't listen. Sometimes you have to give them manners, because sometimes children, they're going to wild, like also the same with my son. If my son, we always have as a mother, I always have a limitation also. And I am a very strict woman. One of my colleague, my coworkers, they said, "Oh, Joan, you look like not a very a very strict mother." I says, "No, you cannot see that, but me, if you ask me between me and my husband, who's the strict among us is me. My husband is much more softer than me. I am not softer. I have a soft heart. For example, if I see my son, they get hurt, uh, or get uh, fell down from the stairs, I have a I have a very soft heart. But even just like giving some, how can you call it, like a manners, like to give them a good discipline, I am good with that, because I will never gonna talk to you for the rest of your life. So my son doesn't want it, because they have a time that my son, because child, they growing up, they heard it other people, like, like they cursing each other, like children, and sometimes children didn't know what they saying about it. He didn't know if it's wrong or right what they saying. Sometimes they always saying and saying and saying, because they think it's nothing, it's nonsense words. But for us, as a big, as a parents, and we know it, that it's not a nice words. And he said that to me, all the bad words that came out from his mouth. And then my husband was in the basement, and I was like here, I was sitting down in my laptop, and then I just like didn't say anything. And then when we already go upstairs, and it was like really, so I was very, I know it's so hard for me, but I really do that. And then I says, no, now it's stop it. You don't sleep to our bed tonight. You should sleep to your bed. If you're acting like that to me, I will never allow that. I will never tolerate what you just said to me. It's not good. It's not good. You should respect your parents. You should respect me as your mom. And if you always say, I'm sorry, mom, I never gonna do that. You always say that, but you always doing it. You always doing it. How many times I always say that to you? And then I says, not today, because every night he always sleep in our bed. But for my husband, he never bother with it, because he always says he feels like also he's a Filipino. But he always said to me, I always says, oh, but I want to sleep in your bed, mama. I want to sleep in your room. I says, no, this time. No, this time. You should sleep in your bed. No, no, no. Go to your bed and sleep. And he was like really crying. Says, no, it didn't gonna work like that to me. If you always say that nonsense words, you will never gonna sleep in our room ever. And then you gotta go to sleep, and it's just like say anything. And my husband, he never say anything. He never say anything, and he never complain, because before, when I always doing that to my son, he always says, why you are very strict, why you are very, how can you call it? Yeah, you are very strict to our son. Why? He's still a child. I says, yes, I know he's still a child, but he must to learn it, because if you always leave it like that, he will grown up and he will be used to it like that, and that's difficult to get it cut it off. So now he never, if I am become angry, my husband never, and he always says, papa, and then he says, no, 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 what your mother said, you should listen what your mother said. I never gonna interfere what your mama said, because I am only a, my rank is only so small. So yes, I am very very lucky that my husband, he was a very supporter. So he was very supportive. Yes, he always said to me, you're a very strict mom, but you have a very soft heart also. Yes, that's true. I have a very soft heart. If I'm my son, I'm very strict to my son, but my son is also my weakness. So it's every, I don't know, every mother is also like that. And for me, he is my weakness. Every time I cannot really deny it, because they have a time that he was also like, if he is very very sick, they have a time that I couldn't really sleep anymore, and more on his is always like, I must to carry him all the time. And my husband, he can he snore very hard, but with me, I was just like a monster. And then when I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm floating. So I cannot say, I don't want to go to work today because I am tired. No, I have to go to work. And they have a time that I get burned, sometimes my finger. But it's okay. And I'm always worried with my son, if I'm go to work, and then he always says, mama, stay with me. And I always said, no, no, Scott. It means no, my darling. And I always says, no, because mama must to go to work, because if I cannot go to work, I cannot buy anything clothes for you. I don't care if I spend a lot of money, like let's say 300 euro. That is 300 euro, because I know 100 euro, 181 euro, that is 10,000 pesos. I think 300 euro is something in 20,000 plus. Yes, that is 20,000 plus. I don't care if I spend that for my son, but if I spend my some money for me, like if I buy clothes, somewhere 20 euro. Wait, huh? Because I know 50 euro is 2,000 something. I think somewhere in 1,000. That is only because for me, I am more I am more koripot to myself than to my son, because I don't care. Even also my husband, when I also had my salary, I also buy clothes for my husband. I don't care how much or amount it is. It is just like for me, when I buy something, I will really buy it for like Father's Day or Christmas or his birthday. But my son, even if it's not birthday, even if it's not Christmas or whatever, I always buy something with him, because my son is my everything. Kagel, Kati Marge, Gigi, thank you so much for staying there. Ate Marge, JJ. So anyway, that's it talaga pag pag if you are married with a foreigner, and you have to be in a good you have more a strong personality, because if you don't have strong personality, you're never gonna be as who you are yourself. And then you must to be true to yourself and true. And I know they have people marriage, they always have misadvantage each other, like language. That is also very difficult. If I'm angry, it's also very difficult. And if you want to say something, like your opinion, you're always thinking, oh, maybe I should they can be misunderstanding what I'm saying to them, or maybe I hurt their feelings. It's just like some other people, it didn't couple, it didn't work, their relationship. Luckily we are 14 years married and going strong, still fighting. But and next year we're going 15 years, thanks God, I hopefully. But it's just like, a secret for being married with a foreigner. There's no there's no secret with it. It's just like you have to be open minded. uh since that, then you chat each other, you meet each other in true, because I meet my husband in dating site. So when we are chatting in dating site, it was like who I am before is always the same as now as me, because I don't want to be pretending that always say, oh, I have a very nice house, a very big nice house. Because foreigner, they also expecting that you have a nice life there, in the Philippines. No, because I don't want to be pretend. If you used to it like that, when you come to their country, you will also be like that. You will gonna said to your parents, oh, mama, I have a nice life here, I have a nice job, I have a Porsche car or whatever, or you have a very, 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 very expensive house, a villa or whatever. But the truth is not, because it's nice. It's easy to be pretend that you are rich in the country, that you didn't clean toilet. I do that also. I do that since I came here. I also told my parents that I have also nag-scrub din ako ng toilet na madumi. But I don't care, that's a proper job. But I know, at least they know, my parents, what is my position and what is my life here in Belgium. They know it. I don't want to be pretend. I don't want to be like buhay princess, na kasi nandito na ako sa Belgium, wala namang may nakakatingin sa akin, wala namang may nakakilala sa akin. I have to be pretend. But the truth, you are not rich in this country. Kasi kahit mga Belgian dito, wala silang sariling bahay. Lahat dito naglo-loan sila ng money sa bank, unless if you are rich, you can inheritage the property from the parents of your husband, something like that. If if your husband is only one, but how about if they have three or four, or three or four? Of course, you are not the only one. They can get the money. You have to divide it. So yeah, kasi may mga nakikilala ko ng mga Pilipina diyan sa Pilipinas that they're just like explosiveness everything na their life in other countries like this. I am a queen in my country. But the truth, when you know their life, they're just like even heater. They couldn't open it because you must to spend. You must to give that money to your husband. I'm so lucky because my husband never do that. And never when I working, he always said, it's your money, it's your salary, you earn it, you work it hard at. I don't want to interfere. And what's my money? It's your money. So that's very nice. That's very nice. And then I said, oh, that is a very nice one. Because you know, um, mas maganda kasi pag ano, pag if you are more open up each other na wala kayong behind the net, walang may nakakasagabal sa inyong mga pag-iisip. Kasi ganyan talaga ako. So since umpisa pa lang, since the beginning kami nagkakilala ng aking asawa, ganito talaga ako. Pinakita ko yung bahay namin na gutay-gutay, pinakita namin yung bahay namin na ano pa siya na tawag nito na buslot, ano ba na buslot? Na ano pa yung paa niya sa ano, kasi sira na yung floor namin, yung tagpi-tagpi lang na ano, na na plywood. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, "I'm sorry because my house is like my house is just like this." And then I show where I sleep, like the yung karton na ganito, not ganito, but yung karton na parang yung karang sigarilyo, yung one box na sigarilyo. Inano yun, parang yun ang pinakahigaan ko. Pinakita ko sa kanya that how how dirty my house, how not proper, how the woods is very rot from the rain. I show it everything. Wala akong tinira sa aking sarili. Wala kahit pretend man yun. Wala akong prinitend sa sarili ko. And pero kahit man ako mahirap ako, galing akong mahirap na pamilya, never akong nag-ask ng money sa kanya. He always approach it by himself. He always said to me, I will give you money. You can buy whatever you want. You can buy food, whatever you want. Even if you want to buy whole of Jollibee food, you can do that. He, I cannot, kasi alam niya my life before. So 'yan, ganyan talaga ang ano, kasi yung may mga Pinay talaga, hindi ko linalahat, pero may mga Pinay talaga na yung purpose lang nila is to get some money, yun. Kasi, um, hindi natin maiwasan na criticize ng ibang mga lahi na ganito, ganyan ang mga Pinay. But hindi rin natin maiiwasan na ma-criticize din yung mga foreigner na mga puti na inaabuso sila. Mayroon din mga Pinay na inaabuso. Kasi hindi naman tayo pare-parehas journey na tinatahak, 'di ba? May journey na ganito, may pa-journey na pa ganito, may journey na pa ganito. Depende kasi in ano, kumbaga swerte-swertihan lang tayo na makahanap tayo. Kasi ganyan din yung ano, yung pagiging overseas worker. Mayroon ka ding makakahanap ka din ng ano, ng salbahe na amo, mayroon ka ding makakahanap ka rin na magandang amo na tatratuhin ka talaga na hindi ka katulong, na parang ano ka, sariling pamilya ka rin nila. So yun, ganyan din yung ano, yung ganyan din yung 'pag nakakapangasawa ka ng foreigner. Lalo na 'pag ano, yung mga in-laws mo. I am very lucky kasi, I don't have sister-in-law, I only have brother-in-law. So, I don't have any problem. And sometimes with my mother-in-law, but most of the time she is a very very she's a very very nice one, and then she really love my son as much as his son his own son. So gusto talaga niya yung ano, yung anak ko. So she always said to me na since my son they came to our life, they changed everything. So, yung life ng mother-in-law ko, parang binigyan ng kulay nung anak ko kasi since the stepfather of my husband namatay siya through heart attack sa Italy nung nasa Italy sila. And I was still in the Philippines on the time. And my visa was get denied on the time. And they were very, very emotional because they bring the dead body of the stepfather of my husband here in Belgium. So it was a very big kumbaga catastrophe sa mother-in-law ko. So since my Sunday came, it was a really so much blessed. Thank you. Oh, Ate March JJ, kagalak. Nawawala na yung boses ko. Inom muna ako ng tubig. Sabay sigaw, Darna! Salamat po sa pabiji-biji, Ate March. JJ, kagalok. Grabe na. Kaya yun talaga. So, ano talaga, it was, I'm so thankful for God na um, mayroon man mga sinasabing masalimuot na nangyari sa aking buhay, past my years, past my life, but it is part of my journey also. It is part of my growing up as a woman, Kasi not only as a woman, but as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter-in-law, as a friend, as a YouTuber. Kasi hindi talaga natin yan maiwasan. Parte talaga yan ng journey natin na may mga masalimuot tayong mga karanasan about our health. We also had a problem with that. I am very thankful for that kasi and until now I'm also still suffering with my panic disorder. But I will always say, hell yeah, I don't care. It's just only my panic disorder. And I know I am a very special person. I am very, 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 very special person. I accept with that. And having this panic disorder for me, para sa akin, blessings to kay God kasi na mas nakikilala ko yung sarili ko, mas nakikita ko, mas na hindi ko nakokontrol lahat ng mga bagay sa mundo, but I know my purpose siya bakit nangyayari yung panic disorder ko kasi um based in my experience, yung panic disorder kasi, yung feeling mo kasi as para kang nagkaka-heart attack, yun ang that's only mentally, in your mentally, in your mind only na para kang nagkaka-heart attack kasi um, hindi naman sa marami kang iniisip, it's just like out of the blue na dumadaan siya na to the point na yung body mo, yung whole body mo nag-a-alarm, parang nagsisinyal sa na may mangyayari, but you don't know what it is. Like for example, kung makita mo yung isang tigre na nasa harapan mo or yung aso na alam mo kakagating ka, na nandiyan ka, 'di ba? Nagtre-trigger sa'yo na natatakot ka. But you know it na natatakot ka diyan sa aso. But yung panic attack, natatakot ka without any reason na bakit ka natatakot. So yun. And ano siya, I told that to my husband because yesterday inatake na naman ako yesterday. I was just like fall asleep. I was like sleep. And then suddenly I wake up and my heart was really populating very hard. And na feeling it's not a feeling like nararamdaman mo talaga lahat ng katawan mo na hindi mo maintindihan, hindi mo ma-explain. And then yung utak mo parang nagsasalita na maraming sinasabi na hindi mo maintindihan, na saan ka ba didireksyon dito, pa kaliwa, pa kanan ba, tapos sasabihin na oh magkakaano ka, magkaka-heart attack ka na. That's everything your body, kung anong problema dito sa isip mo, whole your body, they will follow it. Trust me. That's why I also see a lot in YouTube or in flash news na yung iba parang kumukulap sila, parang nanginginig-nginig sila kasi they cannot control it. You cannot control it. Yung kanyang yung mga panic disorder, 'pag nagti-trigger 'yan, hindi mo talaga 'yan makokontrol. Kahit ilan pang Hail Mary ang gawin mo, hindi talaga 'yan 'pag nagti-trigger na talaga yung yung panic mo. Kasi may level kasi 'yan, every level kasi 'yan. Kung ang level ay ganito pa lang, puwede mo pa 'yan mai-grab, puwede mo pa 'yan maibaba pababa. Pero 'pag nandito na parang 50-50 ka lang diyan. Pero 'pag nandito na talaga, 'wag ka ng mag-ano, 'wag ka ng umasa na mai-gra-grab mo pa 'yan sa baba kasi 'yun ang pinaka-ano, mahirap. Kasi parang parang kinakalaban mo yung sarili mo na yes, gano'n na nga, kinakalaban mo na yung sarili mo na to the point na nagiging alipin ka, na to the point na ayaw mo ng lumabas kasi natatakot ka na what if, 'pag nasa ano ako, 'pag hi! 'Pag nasa ano ako, nasa daan or nasa train ako, nasa bus. What is that? Huh? Ah, like for nasa daan ka na na aatakihin ka, yun na, yun ang talaga yung ano 'no, yung iba pero ako pero ako 'pag inaatake ako, like for example yesterday and then today I feel like na para kang ano, para kang high lang. Kasi siyempre 'pag, after na ano, after yung atake, ganyan talaga yung ano resulta para ka talagang high. Kasi yung parang marami yung ginamit mong, enerhiya sa sarili mo. So yun, um, yung ano lang, yung ano lang yan is, para sa'kin, based in my experience, yung para sa'kin lamang is just try to relax lang. And then kung hindi mo na talaga kaya mag-relax kasi ako may iniinom kasi ako na ano, parang calm pills siya na para, ah, maano yung isip ko parang humina na hindi na talaga kasi the more na nag-iisip yung ano, yung isip mo parang the more na nag-iisip ng mga kung ano-ano, sumasabay yung ano mo, yung puso mo. Kasi hindi sila nag-aano, para silang nagpoprotesta sa isa't isa, tapos nadadamay lahat ng katawan mo. So yun, kasi mga ano 'yan, base 'yan kung bakit nagkakaganyan, yung stress ka na hindi mo na ilalabas yung stress mo, na naikikimkim mo lang, naitatago mo lang, tapos to the point na nag-e-explode. Minsan kasi hindi mo maintindihan, kasi yun ako nung una hindi ko talaga yun maintindihan bakit nangyayari sa'kin 'to, mamamatay na ba ako? Alam mo alam niyo po, hindi po ako ano takot mamatay, takot ako 'pag 'pag if ever na wala ako, yung pamilya kong ma 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 yung matitira dito sa mundo, 'di ba? Kasi wala ka na, kasi ano papaano naman tapos lalo na ako na may anak ako. Yun talaga ang kinakatakutan ko kasi gusto ko pang makitang lumaki yung anak ko na makita ko yung ano, yung pag-asenso niya sa sarili, na yung magka-ano siya, na magka-crush siya, na magka-shota siya, na ako yung unang taong mapapagsabihan niya or may problema siya na kasi lahat naman tayo dumadaan tayo doon sa mga ganiyang ano sitwasyon. So yun ang gusto ko na humaba pa yung buhay ko. But I know God they have mayro'n pa si God purpose sa akin bakit ako nandito pa, bakit ako lumalaban sa aking panic disorder. Kasi hindi ko gusto na alipinin ako ng aking panic disorder sa sarili kong katawan, sa sarili kong isip. I want to instead na kokontrolin ako, gusto ko kontrolin 'yun. So 'yun, kung ang ano lang, embrace mo lang 'yan. So 'yun. So ano, mahirap minsan kasi hindi mo talaga maano, tawag nito, hindi mo talaga minsan maiisip, hindi mo talaga minsan, um, mai-expect kasi para siyang bisita na unexpected unexpected visitor kumbaga na hindi siya invited na pupunta lang, so gano'n. So 'yun, and about naman sa mga broken hearted, hindi pa naman lang talaga ako na broken hearted kasi hindi naman ako maharot ng mga kaanuhan ko. So yung minsan talaga yung mga naaano ko, nakikita ko sa mga Facebook na nagco-commit suicide sila kasi mga ano, heartbreaker, hindi lang naman diyan sa Pilipinas. I think all over the world naman na may mga taong ganyan na na yung nag-aano sila, nagsu-suicide kasi baka na yung ano, yung isip nila yung pagco-commit suicide is yun lang ang main purpose, yun lang ang main, solution para sa kanila. Pero I think it was not. Kasi siyempre parang tinatakasan mo, parang parang iresponsable kang tao na hindi mo kayang i-face yung problema, lahat ng problema mo. Kung hindi mo na talaga kaya, well, maghanap ka ng taong makakatulong sa'yo. Like, kung ayaw mo man sa mga kaibigan mo, kung ayaw mo man sa mga pamilya mo, go to the psychiatrist. Yun, makakahanap. Yes, tao din sila gaya sa atin. But I think, pinadala sila ng Panginoon na tulungan tayo. Kasi pinag-aralan nila yan eh. Ano, pinag-aralan niya yan, kaya nga nagkaroon sila ng diploma, 'di ba? Gaya ng doktor. Pag pumunta tayo sa hospital, pag may sakit tayo, 'di ba? Nagtatrust tayo sa doktor tapos binibigyan tayo ng reseta, pinapainom, iniinom natin, 'di ba? Kasi gusto nating gumaling. Kasi ganyan din yung ano, ganyan din yung psychiatrist, 'di ba? Kung gusto mo talagang dapat ipakita mo or maging open up ka. Hindi ka dapat maggawa-gawa ka lang ng mga story fairy tale. Kasi hindi lang yung psychiatrist ang niloloko mo, pati sarili mo niloloko mo rin, 'di ba? Gano'n, hindi ka talaga gagaling 'pag ganyan. Kasi may mga tao talaga na ganyan na sasabihin na, "Oh, hindi naman sa akin 'yang tumatawag na psychiatrist, pati mga pills hindi naman." Eh, hindi naman 'yan yung ano, yung parang tirisin mo ay yung anghang magkakalat ba ng mag-i-spread immediately. No, it's not. Dapat ka talagang mag-constant taking and then ano ka talaga, undergo and psychiatrist consultation. Dapat hindi mo rin ikahiya kung anong mayroon kang, kung mayroon kang disorder na ganyan, huwag mong kahiya kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao na pupunta ka ng psychiatrist, baliw ka na agad. Hindi naman lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan, lahat tayo kahit kahit ano ka pa, kahit gaano ka pa ka-strong sa buhay mo, gaano ka pa ka-fighter sa buhay mo, may time din na madadapa ka na, may time na rin na malulugmok ka na to the point na hindi mo na kaya. So yun, ang ending, you kill yourself kasi hindi mo kaya, 'di ba? Ako, shini-share ko lang talaga based on what I experienced kasi. Kasi nagkaroon din ako ng depression, nagkaroon din ako ng ano, ng suicide thoughts. So nagtakot yung asawa ko. So yun, ako naman gusto ko rin talaga na mabalik uli yung hindi ko mababalik yung dating ako noong I was 20 or 21 years old. Hindi ko na yun kasi iba na yun, 'di ba? Parang yung age na yun, ah, kumbaga nakaraan ko na yun yung ano, yung age yun. Ang kasalukuyan, ang importante yung ngayon, yung kasalukuyan, yung ngayon na nangyayari sa aking buhay, na gusto ko talaga bumalik sa dati kong mga gawain, na dati kong kasi nung una nag-aano talaga ako, nagpe-pain talaga ako. Nung nagse-session na ako na nagsa-psychiatrist, dun bumalik na yung ano, parang bumalik na yung happy happy moment ko. Pero yung ano, yung panic disorder, hindi talaga yan na nawawala-wala. Lahat tayo mayroon talaga niyan. Ano lang, season lang talaga yan kung kailan siya ano, parang ano lang yan, ano, um, parang bisita lang yan na mahirap imbitahin, na hindi imbitado, go away. Oh, yes, I'm talking to myself pa. What? Mega love shout out! What? So yun, ganyan talaga yung mga buhay-buhay natin na hindi natin talaga maano, hindi talaga natin hawak yung ating mga buhay. Yeah, right? Yeah. So hindi talaga natin maaano yung ating mga sarili. So yun, dapat talaga maging ano lang tayo, maging maging strong, maging prepared lang tayo sa ating buhay kasi hindi lahat sa buhay sa mundo ano, happy-happy. May mga time din na may problema din tayo, may time din na minsan parang um, parang yung nagsasabay na as in talaga hindi mo sasabihin mo talaga, "Bakit Panginoon, bakit ako pa na sa dami-daming tao?" Kasi well, tao lang tayo. Tao lang tayo, hindi tayo mga santo. Ibig nga yung mga santo nung mga panahon nila nung tao pa rin, nung tao pa sila, marami din silang pinagdaanan gaya natin. So yun, um, ano lang 'yan, base lang 'yan kung papaano natin i-handle kasi minsan talaga yung buhay hindi natin 'yan mai-expect na it's hindi talaga siya predictable kumbaga. Panginoon lang 'yan ang may alam kumbaga na, um, kung ano yung kakakahinatnan sa ating buhay. So dito talaga dito sa Belgium marami talagang ano, I think everyday may mga nagko-commit suicide kasi hindi nila nakakayanan lahat ng mga ano, ng mga pagsubok sa kanilang buhay. Kasi ayaw nilang maghanap makakatulong sa kanila. Parang inaano lang nila, parang kinikimkim na nila na sasabihin na, "Oh, I'm okay." Kasi mayroon ditong ano, pinakasikat na writer, yung anak niya nag-commit suicide. Sabi niya, "Hindi ko talaga ini-expect na magkakagano'n yung anak ko, na mag-aano siya, na kikitilin niya yung sarili niya." Scott, I need the quote there. Oh, shh. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, no quoting. That's why. Shh, shh, shh. Yeah, Mike Man Cave. So yun, hindi talaga niya na-expect kasi yung pagtingin niya sa ano, sa anak niya is ano, happy lang, walang problema. Pagtatanungin niya, ano, "May problema ka?" Wala, okey lang. So yun, hindi niya na-expect. So yun ang pinakamas ano, mas delikado yung gano'n na sasabihin na okey lang siya pero to the point hindi siya okey. So ako naman sasabihin ko 'pag tatanong yung asawa ko, "Are you okay?" I always said, "I'm not okay." So kasi yun, I'm always say, "I'm not okay." Kasi yun talaga yung nararamdaman ko. I don't want to pretend that I am okay kasi if you're not okay, you will pretend that you're okay. No, it's not good. Na para ka lang hindi lang yung asawa mo yung niloloko mo, pati sarili mo niloloko mo rin, 'di ba? Mas mahirap talaga 'pag pumunta ka parang parang para sa'yo, para kang ano na yung ashamed ka ba na bakit pupunta ako sa mga psychiatrist, hindi ko ibig sabihin hindi ko makontrol yung sarili ko. No, because you need help. That is yun talaga yung purpose. Kung gusto mo talagang alagaan yung anak mo, yung asawa mo, yung sarili mo, yung trabaho mo, dapat ka talagang maghanap ng makakatulong na may mas maalam pa. Yes, yun. So, I'm almost 1 hour na po ako. So, I will the end my live. So, thank you so much po sa 1 million in the house. Ate Marge Gigi, thank you so much sa pasupport sa Babi GBG. Edward Castrillo, thank you so much po. Thank you po. Have a nice day po. Salamat. Enjoy lang po tayo and happy lang. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye po.